Jungkook has always had a special way of showing his feelings, and when it comes to Kim Taehyung, his need for attention and closeness becomes even more evident. Over time, we have seen many moments where the youngest member of BTS can't help but want to know everything about Taehyung, what he's doing, what he's saying, who he's talking to, what he's thinking. It seems like every detail about Taehyung is something Jungkook needs to know in order to feel at ease. One of the most iconic moments that reflects this aspect happened during the preparations for the concert. Our boys were all gathered around, each focused on their own thing, but Jungkook, always full of energy, was showing off some dance moves, waiting for everyone to see him. But there was one person in particular whose attention he craved more than anything else at that moment, Taehyung. And to his annoyance, Taehyung didn't see him. Instead of enjoying his presentation, he was engrossed in his phone screen, focused on something that seemed more important than the event Jungkook was offering him. Jungkook's reaction was immediate and without hesitation. With the kind of trust that only someone so close can have, he takes Taehyung's phone without warning, wanting to know what's got his Hyung so worked up. He can't let something, or worse, someone to take his attention away like that. The funny thing is, Taehyung doesn't even try to take it back. There's no surprise, no complaint. It's as if he's used to Jungkook's little possessiveness. And while some might dismiss it as a simple friendly joke, the truth is that this type of gesture speaks to something deeper. It's a natural reaction to someone who feels entitled to someone else's time and attention. It's not just curiosity, it's a need. A need to know, to reaffirm that, despite the world around them, at the end of the day, the only one who really matters is him. Jungkook isn't one to openly express his jealousy with words, but his actions do. He can't stand the idea of not being the center of Taehyung's attention, not being his priority all the time. And Taehyung, for his part, seems to have accepted the role without any problem, as if, in some way, he understands that this protective and possessive instinct is just another way of saying I care about you more than you can imagine. And in the end, what else does that gesture mean? We can't cover the sun with our fingers. This kind of action is only done by someone who feels they have more in common than just friendship. That is the trust, intimacy, and connection of someone who doesn't want to let anything or anyone come between them. Because for Jungkook, Taehyung is not just a group mate, he is someone you have to be close to, someone you don't want to miss a single detail. And if that means reaching for your phone from time to time just to make sure your attention isn't focused elsewhere, then you will do it without hesitation. Jungkook has never been very secretive about his feelings for Taehyung, and there are certain moments where his possessive instincts and need for attention become more than obvious. It's not just curiosity, it's a genuine desire to be present in every moment of Taehyung's life, to make sure that no matter what happens, he remains his priority. One of those moments happened during a live broadcast, where Jimin, Namjoon, Jungkook and, of course, Taehyung were together. The four of them were sitting comfortably, reading the fans' comments, laughing and talking with the naturalness that is so characteristic of them. Everything seemed to be going normally, until Taehyung, at one point, decided to check his phone. There would be nothing strange about it, after all, it was something anyone would do. But of course, for Jungkook things were not that simple, especially when it came to Taehyung and the thing that was on his mind. Sitting right next to him, as usual, Jungkook didn't need a second to realize that Taehyung was more focused on his phone screen than on the conversation that was going on with the others. And that's when your instincts kicked in. At first he tried to hide it, glancing around, bowing slowly as if he was just getting comfortable. But the truth was that he was completely uncomfortable with the idea that Taehyung was focused on something else, on someone else. It didn't take long before he stopped trying to pretend. Little by little his body leaned towards Taehyung, his eyes no longer trying to hide their curiosity. You wanted to know what was making him so amused, who he was talking to, what he was watching. And this time he didn't snatch his phone, but the way he approached him said it all.